So microcosmic orbit meditation can be done in lots of ways. It basically involves imagining that you're moving energy or experiencing moving energy or something that moves up the back, over the top of the head, down the front. It goes below your perineum, up the back, down the front, up the back, down the front, things like that. A lot of ways of doing it, but I'm going to invite you here to do one where you imagine the sky turning around you, or the heavens rolling around you. And if you don't know much about astronomy, that's okay, I don't either. It's good enough for government work. Here we go. So for this one, if you can find a place to sit where you're actually facing west. I'm kind of facing west here. West is that way, but I'm going to say it's close enough. If you don't know which way west is, or you can't really situate yourself that way, that's all right. You can just pretend. So find yourself in a seat. If you're in a car, good enough, just don't be driving. But if you're in a seat at home, you can be sitting on the floor in a cushion, or in a chair is how I typically do this, or on the edge of the bed, or whatever it might be. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. I'm going to keep my eyes open here. You can do it that way too. It makes it a little bit more difficult to do the visualization, especially at the beginning, but I'm in a parking lot. I'm going to keep my eyes open. I sometimes do it this way. It's all right. And imagine, if you're not facing the west, that you're facing west. Tongue is up to the roof of the mouth. And imagine behind you in the distance, you see a star beginning to rise. If you're doing it during the daytime, you might imagine it's the sun and it's daylight. And the sun rises behind you, and even though you're facing away from it, you're facing to the west, you're just aware of it. Maybe somehow you can see it behind you, or you're just aware of the star rising up, arcing up over top of you, up way overhead. It's going faster than a typical day. And then it begins to arc down in front of you toward the west. And you see it. If the eyes are closed, just imagine you see it. And the sun is setting below the horizon, and you're just aware it continues down on the other side of the earth until it's down below you, just below where you're sitting, out in deep space beyond the opposite side of the earth. And then it begins to roll up behind you, still below the horizon. And it rolls up, or just rises. I guess it's not really rolling. It rises up in the sky, comes over the horizon, and you're aware of it even though you're looking toward the west. And it arcs up during the day, and it comes up over the top of your head. And then it begins to slowly descend, and it's setting, rolling, or just drifting down, goes below the horizon, and it goes down, arcing out in space below the horizon until it's just below you, deep, deep out in space on the other side of the planet. And then it rises up, and just imagine you can see it rolling or rising up behind you, up to the top. And then it sets as it drifts down in front of you, down below the earth. And then when you're ready, just imagine that you are sitting, floating in space. Maybe you are the earth itself, and this star is just orbiting you. And as you breathe in, it rolls from deep down below you in space, up behind you. It arcs up over the top of your head. And as you breathe out, it drifts down in front of you, out in deep space, past the imagined horizon. Now it's just you in space, and it goes down below your perineum. And so as you breathe in, it rolls or rises behind you, up over the top of your head. Your tongue is up as if closing a circuit. And as you breathe out, it drifts down, way out in front of you, down below you, far into space. So you breathe in, and it's like the star is a point of light on the inside of a sphere that's rotating around you. And it rolls up above you, that point of light. And then as you breathe out, it drifts down below you, down the front of you. And then as you do this, just breathing in and seeing this sphere turning around you with this point of light, which is the star, you might begin to see all the other stars in the heavens. And if you don't know what the patterns look like, it's okay. Just imagine a scattering of pinpoints of light. And the whole thing is rolling and rotating around you with you hovering in the center, breathing in, and the one star you've been watching rolls up behind you, up over the top of your head. And breathe out, and it drifts down, way out on the inside of the sphere, circling down below you. Breathing in, it rolls up, rising behind you in this imagined east. There's no earth anymore in this picture, so just call it the east. And you breathe out, and it rolls down out in front past the distant imagined west, down deep below you. And a few more times breathing in, it rolls up the back. Breathe out, it rolls down the front. Breathing in up the back. Breathe out, down the front. And then just let all the other imagery go and just see this point of light like a star rising up behind you as you breathe in. It rolls up over the top of your head. And breathe out, it rolls down in front of you, down far below you. And then begin to bring it in closer and closer. So you're breathing it in, it's coming closer as it rises up the back. Breathe out, it rolls down the front. It becomes like a pearl of light now. And it's only a few feet away from you. Breathing in, and it rises up behind you, arcs up over the top of your head. Breathe out, it drifts down out in front of you, down below you, until it begins to come in closer. Now it's just circling a few inches outside your body, this pinpoint of light. You can see it with the eyes. You breathe in, and it rises from behind your tailbone, up behind the back, up over the top of the head. The eyes are closed, yet you can still see it. And then as it comes down the face, you breathe out, and it drifts down in front of you, in front of the throat and the heart and the solar plexus and the navel, and on down just below where you're sitting, a few inches below the meeting point of yin, or your perineum. And you breathe in, and it rises up just behind your back, up over the top of the head. Breathe out, it drifts down in front, just in front of the body. And then it comes in closer to the body. Now it's right at the surface, breathing in, and this pearl of light rises up along the surface of your back, up over the top of your head, and it drifts down the front of your face. And then as you breathe out, it goes from your lower palate and the chin down past the throat, drifting along the surface of the body, past the navel, on down below your perineum. Stay with it like that a little bit. Breathing in, it rises up the back of your body, just at the surface. You can see it from within inside your own body. And breathe out, it rolls down the front of the body, going down just past the navel, down below the perineum. So breathing in, the light rises up the back. Breathe out, the light pushes gently down the front. A few more times, breathing in up the back. Breathing out at your own pace down the front, tongue up to the roof of the mouth still. Breathing in up the back. Breathing out down the front one more time. So breathing in all the way up the back, up over the top of the head. As you breathe out, this pearl, or this tiny star of light, drifts down the front of your body, and it just enters into the abdomen. Breathing in, and the star, this pearl of light, expands in the abdomen. Breathe out, and it releases. A few more times, breathing in, it expands. Breathing out, it releases. One more time, breathing in, and expands. Breathe out, release. And at the end, you can just let this imagined point of light rest there, or you can just let it drift away. If the eyes are closed, open the eyes and take a look around. Reorient yourself, if need be, to the place you are in the world. And if you're ready to go home, you can start your car and go about your day. Thanks, everybody.